Hello, this is GAMEZOMATIK and welcome back to my channel. And I'm back with, I suppose it's another pickup video. So, been a couple of weeks since I did the last one. I've cut a couple of little bits and pieces to show. I haven't really got that much over the last couple of weeks, but one or two things. So, yeah, I'll just, the last one I did was the Play Expo one, wasn't it? Which was quite a while ago. So, it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, was it? Or 4 weeks ago? So yeah, I picked up a couple of things, so I'm just going to go through them quickly. So, we'll start off with the PSP game. Managed to pick up a copy of Ridge Racer 2 on the PSP. I've got Ridge Racer something or other. Is it just Ridge Racer on the PSP already? So this is the sequel. I haven't actually played this yet, so I don't know what it's like. But I picked this up for £2. It's a really good nick. It's got the manual. Really good condition, so it was definitely worth picking up, so I picked that up. The next thing I got was a PlayStation 3 game. Now this is a game that I've kind of been contemplating over getting for quite a while, but I was waiting for the price to go down on it, and it is Beyond Two Souls. Which of course is made by David Cage, who made Heavy Rain and Fahrenheit and the Nomad Soul, which I absolutely love. The Nomad Soul was definitely one of my favourite games back in the day. I've got it on the Dreamcast. Now I wasn't a massive fan of Heavy Rain, to be honest. I did play it a couple of times, but I found it really slow, and it wasn't so much the gameplay that I minded in it. You know, I didn't mind the fact that it was mostly quick time events and things like that. I just found the actual story really slow, and it dragged quite a lot. And I never actually got around to finishing it because I just got bored of it. But I saw this; it was £6. It's a nice edition as well. It's got the slip case on. It's like the metal tin, and I've been wanting to play this, and it's kind of good and bad depending on your taste in games. I do think it's a lot better than Heavy Rain. It's extremely linear. There is no deviation of this game. It's very it's very linear. And there isn't too much gameplay in it, to be honest. There is a lot of just it's just another lot of quick time events. But why I prefer this one and why I'm enjoying this one a lot more, apart from the fact that it absolutely looks stunning, it's a beautiful looking game. I have heard a rumour that they're going to re-release Heavy Rain and this for the PS4, which should be interesting. It's the story in this is really, really good and really interesting. So even although it's not got a massive amount of gameplay in it, and probably I'd even say maybe even slightly less gameplay than Heavy Rain, it's got a much, much, much more engaging story to it. I got it the other day, I put it in, and I played it all night, to be honest. I played it all night, and I must have gone through about 6 or 7 chapters on it. I think it was more than that. I just wanted to know what happened next to the character, and the story kind of jumps around a bit, but if anyone who hasn't played it, I do actually recommend it. If I'd have paid £40 for it, I may have felt a little bit shortchanged. But for a £5 or just over a £5, it's definitely worth picking up. It's a really good game, and I'm glad that I've picked it up. A couple of Xbox original games now that I picked up. Most of these were really cheap. Some of these I got off CEX online because they were pretty cheap, and I think I got 1 or 2 of them in the charity shop. First one's Without Warning, which is kind of like a third-person shooter with it's got a little bit of a twist in it. I can't remember what the twist is. I only had a quick go on it. It's something. Anyway, it's like a third-person military kind of shooter. Pretty run-of-the-mill, but decent enough. This was £1. I picked up a copy of Micro Machines. I love Micro Machines. I have been after this. I was actually looking for it on PS2, but then I saw this for £1 somewhere, and I just picked it up because it was £1. So and I'm quite happy to have it on either. Yeah, it's micro. What can you say? It's Micro Machines, good graphics, and it's got good sort of local. As Micro Machines has always been, it's got really good local kind of multiplayer. So like, well, not so much split screen, but you know where you can have. You can play. I can play this with my little boy. So yeah, Micro Machines. This is a game I've been after for ages. I'm ordered this off Series X. I did get a copy of it a couple of months ago, but it turned out to be the what's it? The American one, NSTT, is it, whatever? NCST, I can't remember. But so I was after the PAL copy, but got it for £1.50 off CX. A little bit annoyed because the disc seems to have kind of a ring around it. I don't know if you can see that. So I was a bit worried when I got it that it wouldn't work, but it does work. It works absolutely fine. So yeah, I've been playing quite a bit of this. This is really good. Crimson Skies. Kind of a sequel, or I don't know if it's a sequel or a sort of remake of the old PC version, but it's a really good game, really good flight sim sort of game. Good, and just pick up and play. Really nice graphics as well. The graphics have aged pretty well on this game. Really good game. This one, we went out, took the family out. We went to Blackpool, to the Blackpool Lights, and I was in CX, and I saw this game, and I'd never even heard of it or seen it, and I just liked the cover, so I picked it up. It was a couple of quid in CX, and that is Curse, The Eyes of Isis, and this is kind of like a Resident Evil sort of survival horror game, all kind of centered around an old museum and old Egyptian artifacts and sort of mummies and kind of that kind of thing, tombs, and yeah, it's a really decent sort of survival sort of adventure game. Really good graphically. The controls are slightly dodgy on it, yeah, but you know, they're certainly serviceable and they do the job, and I'm really glad I picked it up. And it's, like I said, it's one I've never even heard of. Read a couple of reviews for it when I got home, and it actually got pretty decent reviews, this game. It reviewed pretty well, so yeah, I'm glad to have a copy of that. Another flight sim game that I've never heard of. Again, it was in a shop. I think this was yeah, I got this. This cost me 20p from cash convert. I went into a cash converters, and I had in the corner the pile of old Xbox original games, all just labelled up for 20p each. Most of them I had, but I didn't have this one. Wings of War, which is another kind of flight. I love sort of the old dogfight sims, and this is actually really good. Graphically, it's quite impressive for an old Xbox original game. And yeah, it's a decent flight sim. So yeah, it's pretty tough in places, but yeah, it's really good. Another one I got. This was one of the 20p ones. I had seen this in a charity shop. I think it was the British Heart Foundation a couple of weeks earlier, but they wanted like £4 for it, and I wasn't paying £4 for it. I got this for 20p, and that's, I hope I say this right, Azoric. Another game I've never really seen, but it, you know, looked decent enough, and it was 20p. The only downside is, unfortunately, this one has not got the manual in it. So, but I'm not too bothered about that. If I see it, I might end up picking up another copy of it at some point to get the manual, if I see it cheap enough. But yeah, Azoric. If anyone knows anything about these games, put them in the comments below, because I know nothing about some of these. And the last one I got on the original Xbox was Metal Arms Glitch in the System, which this looks really good actually. It's kind of a little bit like Ratchet and Clank, but more of a shooter. So yeah, lots of destruction and things blowing up in it. But it's kind of like the art style is very much like Ratchet and Clank. But again, I think this was a quid from somewhere. I think there's a charity shop pickup. I got this for £1. Didn't have it in a collection. I thought, yeah, I'll give it a go for £1. You can't go wrong. Got quite a few PS2 games. First one I picked up was £1, Sledstorm. I got this simply because I quite like the SSX series, and it's also made by EA Big, and I thought it'd be pretty similar, and it is very similar. It's very much like this, like I said, the SSX sort of snowboarding series, except you're on kind of these things, these sort of motor sled things. Yeah, and it's pretty decent. I got this home and I was playing it with my little boy the day we got it, and yeah, we had a laugh playing on it. So yeah, it was okay. Not the best game in the world. Probably not as good as SSX, but certainly a decent kind of racing game. I got this for £1. This was Gottlieb Pinball Classics. Now, I've already got this game on the PSP, but I saw it for £1. I thought it'd be nice to have the kind of, to be able to play it on a big telly kind of thing. So it's pretty much the same game as far as I can see. It's got all the same tables in it and everything. But like, it just wanted the PlayStation 2 version, so I've got the full version of it now. Yeah. Now this next series of games is a set of games I've been after for a while, and they're not hard to get hold of. You see them around quite a lot, but I've been wanting to get these back, and I'm about halfway through playing the first one again, and that is the Onimusha, or is it Onimusha? Yeah, Onimusha series. I do remember playing this back in the day when it came out. I remember when I got my first PS2, going down to Blockbuster Video and renting this game out over the course of about 3 or 4 days, and absolutely loving it. And so I put it in the other day and started it again, many years after, obviously, and yeah, I'm just totally hooked to it again. Really, really enjoying it, and I'm actually playing this a lot at the moment. I'm still playing it. So yeah, Onimusha, brilliant game. So of course I couldn't get the first one without picking up some of the others. So I also managed to pick up a copy of Onimusha 2. These are really cheap. Onimusha was £1. I think this was £1.50. I also got Onimusha 3, which has got the fella out of Leon in it. What's his name? Jean Reno. There's also a 2-disc version of this, which is a little bit more expensive. I think this was £3.50. I think it's about £6 for the 2-disc version. I don't know what's on the other disc. I'm assuming it's some kind of DVD or something. But I'm quite happy to have the single-disc version. And also a copy of Onimusha Dawn of Dreams, which was the last, I think, if I'm right, was the last one to come out. And I think this, I've not played any of this yet, but by what I've read, this one's a little bit different, as in where all the others have kind of pre-rendered backgrounds. This one is kind of set in a 3D environment, so it's more like a third-person kind of game. So yeah, I'm looking forward to sort of battling my way through all of them. When I finish the first one, I'm going to swiftly move on to the second one and work my way through them. So 2 other games I managed to pick up. I've been after these for a while. So I actually bought the second one first, and then sourced, if you like, the first one. And these are obscure. These are really good survival sort of Resident Evil type. I love those kind of old Resident Evil games with the pre-rendered backgrounds, and I mean, a lot of people don't like them because of the controls, sort of the tank controls, but I don't mind them. I really like them, and this is a really good game. If you're into those kind of teen slasher movies, you'll really enjoy this game, because basically this is that in game form. It's set in a high school, and people are going missing in the high school, and something with the teachers and all that are a bit dodgy. If anyone's ever watched the film The Faculty, it's sort of very similar along those lines. So yeah, managed to pick up Obscure. And obviously, like I said, picked up that one. This is the one I picked up originally, which is Obscure 2. I haven't played this one yet, because I want to finish the first one first. But by what I've read, this is a continuation. It's got some of the characters out of the first one, and they move on to college, and then obviously dodgy things start happening in the college. So yeah, Obscure 1 and 2. These are 2 really great games. I did pay slightly more than probably I would normally do for a PS2 game for this. I only paid about, I think it was £4 for this one. I think I paid about £6 or £7 for this. But looking on eBay and around the general sort of scalping sites and whatever, yeah, this does go for about £20 or between 20 and £25, the second one. So I was pretty lucky to get it at the price that I got it at. And not much to go now. This is only going to be a short video. A couple of other games. These are more modern stuff that I picked up. Picked up a copy of Dead Rising 3 for the Xbox. Like I said, when I got my Xbox, really only concentrating on getting Xbox One exclusives. This was one of the release games for the Xbox One. So I've had my eye on this for a while. Yeah, I love the Dead Rising series, and this one I've played a little bit of this one. It looks awesome. They've made some really good improvements to this one actually, such as you can save wherever you want, which is like the majorly best improvement they made to it. Because I hated in the other games where you had to go and find a toilet to go and save your game or whatever it was. So yeah, Dead Rising 3. By what I've played of it so far, absolutely brilliant. It looks fantastic as well. So. Another game I've been after for quite a while was Lego City Undercover. We have got this in ours. We got it on the DS version. My little boy's got it, but wanted the full version. I've heard that this is the best Lego game, and we played a couple of hours of it, and it is. It really is the best Lego game. It's absolutely fantastic. It's basically Grand Theft Auto Lego. Really funny in places, really good sort of lot of humour in this game, and yeah, just again another game just having a lot of fun with. My little boy loves this. He's been playing it more than me, so and I kind of got it for him anyway. Well, sort of half for him, half for me. I do want to play it, but he loves the Lego games, and he's having a lot of fun with this one. So. I also picked him up. This is really boring. I know it's not going to interest anyone. A copy of FIFA 15. Now, I'm not a big fan of FIFA at all, but the kids love it. And I'm one of these type people, I won't pay £40 for a new FIFA game. So when a new one comes out, I always buy the years before for the kid. And he's been nagging me for FIFA 15, so I picked him up a copy of FIFA 15. This was £3. So, bit of a boring pickup, but it's a pickup. Another game that I've picked up and been playing the hell out of is Assassin's Creed Syndicate. This is absolutely brilliant. It's probably the best Assassin's Creed since Black Flag. Now, I probably slightly still prefer Assassin's Creed Black Flag, but this is pretty close. This is more like Assassin's Creed 2, I think, which was the best Assassin's Creed. But I liked Black Flag because I liked the ships in it, and I liked the fact that you could go sailing around the ocean. That really appealed to me, and I really enjoyed it. Unity, I thought was okay once it was patched, but this is just head and shoulders above Unity. The setting is fantastic. The graphics are amazing in it. I mean, the way they've done London is just brilliant. You can just wander around the streets in this, taking in the sights and sounds of Victorian London and all the little conversations you hear, and just it's just brilliant. It's a really, really solid game. I think they've kind of redeemed themselves a little bit with this. Whether this will be the last kind of Assassin's Creed game, because I know a lot of people think it's getting a bit stale now. I don't know, but you know, if they make a couple more like this, I'll be happy, because this is really, really good. So yeah, I'm playing this a lot at the moment. Quite a way through, about 40% the way through it now. So yeah, Assassin's Creed Syndicate, definitely worth picking up. If you like any kind of Assassin's Creed games, don't be put off by Unity and some of the later ones. This one is brilliant. And the last game I managed to pick up is a game that actually I had a little bit of trouble finding. I went to Nintendo to order it. It's a Nintendo game, and it was out of stock. And then I tried to pre-order it in game, and they only had a limited stock, and they couldn't pre-order. Luckily, thanks to my little bit of help from my dad, managed to get a copy of it online, and that is Project Zero: Maiden of the Black Water. Now, I love the Project Zero series. I've got the first and second one on the Xbox. I haven't got the third one. I'm trying to get a copy of that, but it goes for quite a lot. I mean, even now it goes for about 25, 30 quid, and it's a PS2 game. And I also know there was some games brought out in the US. There was another one, I think there was a fourth one, that was never even released in England. So, but this is the latest one. This is a really nice limited sort of edition box set. You get a game in it and a steel case. I'll put some photos up over the top of this video. You get a game, you get some really nice extras with it. And I only got this yesterday, and I was playing on some of it last night, and it's absolutely fantastic. If you like the Project Zero series, very faithful to the series. You use the Wii U controller as the camera in it. Anyone who doesn't know anything about Project Zero, it's basically a survival horror, but you don't have guns or weapons in it. It's you basically have a camera, and you've got to take pictures of ghosts, and that's how you kill the ghost, by taking the picture. And you use the Wii U controller as the camera. It's just brilliant. That's absolutely nailed it. It's really, really tough though. I played like a little bit of it last night, quite a couple of hours of it, and it's actually really fucking hard in places. But brilliant game, and a beautiful set as well. And I don't know, I have a feeling this might be worth a bit in a couple of years, because it's so fucking hard to get hold of over here. In America, of course, it's called Fatal Frame, not Project Zero. That's the UK or the European name for it. So for any of you across the pond watching, it's Fatal Frame, not Project Zero. But great game. And if you haven't played any of the other games, they're definitely worth picking up. You can pick up the first two games pretty easily online. And there was also, I think the second one also came out on the Wii, the original Wii. So yeah, Project Zero. And that's about it. So yeah, like I said, a short pickup video, just a couple of things that I've picked up over the last couple of weeks. That's it. So thanks for watching, and I should be back with another video soon. Take care for now, and I'll see you later. Bye.